Welcome to Gridiron 816. We are your hosts, Benny. We got Miles and David today. Say what's up.
How we doing?
Hey.
All right. We had a great week coming off of week 9, going into week 10 today. With that being said, let's start getting into the games here. First off, starting with Packers 49ers. That was a Thursday game, 34-17. Is that something we want to talk about?
Nope.
All right. Well,
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it wasn't that good of a game, though.
Yeah, San Francisco. I'm a believer that they're probably not going to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to be back where they were last year for sure.
yeah, no.
That revenge tour, whatever they called it, ain't happening.
Yeah, it seems like quite a few teams in like the past.
They're all in
Like
the fucking hospital.
Yeah.
Like a lot of teams the past 10, 15 years, 20 years, let's say, that come up short in the Super Bowl. They sometimes just don't do well next year, you know.
Yeah. So if you make it,
The
don't
seasons
lose it.
after.
Aaron Rodgers was like almost perfect in that game. He had over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Looking like vintage A-Rod for sure.
All
Do a
right.
picky.
What?
Do a picky. Do a little picky.
Do a picky or two.
Rodgers?
Rodgers.
He threw a pick?
Did he throw a pick? Is that what you were
So.
seeing? No, you didn't see that. That was
Do a picky.
Nick Mullins threw
yeah,
a
Nick Mullins did throw a pick.
Nick Mullins.
Do a picky.
Why was he playing?
I don't know.
Garoppolo re-aggravated his knee.
Oh, really?
Or
Yeah.
did they just bench him?
They did not bench Garoppolo.
They are all in the hospital.
All right.
All right, what game do we
Texans-
want to talk about next? Texans.
Jags was much closer than we thought it was.
Oh yeah, Jags almost getting their second win.
Almost. But close but no cigar.
Texans have won
Mhm.
2 games and they've both been against the Jaguars.
That's hilarious.
yeah, it is.
Pretty funny.
That's the team to beat
That's the team to beat.
for them. That's their matchup, clearly. They match up well against Jacksonville.
Oh, they're not playing Minshew anymore.
I saw that. I didn't see. I think they're trying whatever. They're going to draft a quarterback, I think. That's just my
Yeah, I think if they.
somewhat
probably.
semi-hot
If-
take, right?
Do you guys even think? I mean, because I think the Jets believe in Sam Darnold. Do you even think that the Jets would draft Trevor Lawrence?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Hmm.
I do.
Just be like.
They
I
just
think
pull a
it'd be
Josh
more
Rosen.
like. Well, I think it'd be more like. Well, we don't want other teams to have him. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, we don't
Maybe,
really
yeah.
need him right now, but we could see how good
I
good he gets. But
it's such a long way away. I couldn't
we
tell
don't
you
want other teams to have him.
definitively
point.
one way or another, but I wouldn't hold it against the Jets now to ruin that kid's career.
Then maybe the Jaguars are picking second. Maybe Justin Fields of Ohio State's going to
Maybe.
Jacksonville. They
Maybe.
said he might go second.
Wow.
Mel Kiper.
Okay.
No,
We know he always trust Mel Kiper.
No, Gaipa's the wizard, so they say.
Sometimes.
All right.
All right, good game.
Good game.
I was there.
Bills beating the shit out of the Seahawks. I guess first before that we have the Chiefs game. What a close win for the Chiefs.
Holding your breath, man. I just when I heard this, I was like, it's coming down to a field goal. But then they're like, for an NFL record, I was like, yeah, that shit ain't going.
Yeah.
Especially in Arrowhead, no way.
It was
Maybe in
kinda like-
Denver. Maybe if it was like for the NFL record kick, and
It was
in
kind of
Denver,
like
maybe.
that Cairo kick in the wind. It's like, we can believe, but this isn't going to happen.
Right. And
But a good game. I mean, our defense.
championship teams win those games.
Yeah, our defense didn't look all that great, but they came through when they needed to, I guess.
Yeah. Another game where everyone on the receiving end really got a piece of the cake, but Travis Kelce here with 159 yards.
Almost a career.
Travis Kelce is third right now in receiving in the league.
As a
He
tight
is
end, that's
surrounded by
crazy.
receivers on that
He's
list.
pulling to Tony G right now because Tony led the league a couple times.
And Christian McCaffrey looks great. He looks scary. They look so much better when he is playing with them. Unfortunately, he's hurt again and probably won't play this weekend. I think it's the Dirty Dan, unfortunately, but good hit, I guess.
Oh, Dirty Dan. He's good for 1 or 2 plays a game that are just like
Mhm.
monumental, and they're usually on third downs or.
It was like a textbook tackle, I do believe.
100%.
But,
Yeah, it was clean. It was clean. for sure. But
You
you could tell he was wincing on the sidelines. You could tell he was definitely
he was like
uncomfortable,
trying to
moving
get
his
it
arm
back
around.
into place or whatever. And then Patrick Mahomes, I really do think that's the MVP of the league.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
And that I don't give a good GD if that is my Chiefs fan. You know,
Because everybody else,
he's playing better than anyone else.
yeah,
he is.
everybody else who's in the category or who's in the conversation, like Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, they have around the same amount of touchdowns. But Russell Wilson has like 8 interceptions, and he was the early favorite for MVP. But like I said, he's got 8 interceptions, and I think Aaron Rodgers got like 4 right now, 4 or 5 or something. Anyway,
The ratio's just looking better and better.
yeah,
yeah.
to Patrick's 1 interception.
It would not surprise me if he finishes this season with the best of all time. Best touchdown to interception ratio of all time. Let's cross our fingers, but he's that
Yeah,
good.
probably, yeah.
He's that
Yeah.
good.
And he's learning too.
And he would have quite a few picks. It's like a lot of these teams drop these passes that are thrown right to them by Patrick. You know what I'm saying?
And then
Right.
We've seen that quite a bit this
Yeah, I
season,
know.
where he accidentally throws it like right to a defender, and they just drop it. It's probably happened 4 or 5 times.
Definitely.
He should be around 6 picks probably, but they're just not catching it. But we'll take it.
It was
Oh,
a
yeah.
fun game to watch. Running game didn't do a whole lot, but we didn't need it to. We threw all day long.
Yeah, after the game, Patrick was talking about. He's like, it seems like every week we have one main thing that is leading us to a win. A couple weeks ago, it was rushing, and then it was special teams and defense, and now it's offense. And he's like, if we can find a way to get all those things going in one game, it's going to be
You're
lethal.
gonna win by 70.
Yeah.
Like that is feasible with how talented the team is, and like you said, everyone's clicking on all cylinders.
Yep.
Dangerous,
Yeah.
dangerous, and that's what I think.
I won a game with Le'Veon and Clyde
just taking it.
each having 100,
Yeah.
and Patrick Mahomes having 400 passing yards.
Yeah.
Dirty Dan and Tyran having a pick, and Pringle returning one for a.
Oh, yeah.
That's like
touchdown.
70 points right there.
Yeah.
Like what you just mentioned.
Yeah, you don't get sick of those long passes down the field to Tyreek Hill, and that was his 100th.
That's right. He
Yeah.
is the fastest in NFL history to 100 yards, and that's pretty special for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Great game.
Great game, definitely. So let's talk about the Bills beating the Seahawks 44-34.
We all got that game
Yeah,
wrong.
that
but
was crazy.
that was nuts. Good for Josh Allen, man. And they a lot of people dogged on him early in his career. He's
Yep.
playing
Played a great game.
for the haters. It seems.
Seattle had quite a few mistakes. We were just talking about Russell Wilson's interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 in this game. But they played great. Both teams played pretty good. Both the total yards were right around the same, but Seattle had some penalties, and yeah.
Win or lose, DK Metcalf is going to get his. He had over 100 yards receiving in this game. And I said earlier in the season, like this dude is an all-pro. Week 1, write it down, and he's playing like it every single week.
Yep,
It's fun to watch.
he's great.
But yeah, shocker for this one. Did not expect Buffalo to win this game, but they did it handily, 2 possessions.
Yep, Stephon Diggs, he's leading the league in receiving right now. He's just a great fit there in Buffalo. I'm glad he got out of Minnesota. You could tell these past couple years, really ever since they came up short.
Oh,
Ever since they came up short in the NFC Championship. Well, they didn't come up short in the NFC Championship. They got killed in the NFC Championship a few years ago. But really, ever since then, he's just like, I'm kind of done with this place. So it's awesome that he's fitting in Buffalo for sure.
yeah. I mean, after this game, I'll probably start picking the Seahawks more, Seahawks less and the Bills more. I had more hope in the Seahawks.
I think this will be something that's going to affect them big. It probably might be good for them, like a reality check.
Yeah, maybe.
Tired?
Little bit.
Sorry, guys.
My bad.
All right, good game.
Who picked the? We all picked no, we didn't. We all picked the Broncos against the Falcons. That was a good game, though. Good for the Falcons.
Yeah, good for the
They
Falcons.
seem to be getting stuff together, which is nice to see.
Definitely.
They're not like just a pit of despair.
Broncos, they
Right.
scored 21 again, though, in the fourth quarter. They just need to find a way to score all they did that last week and ended up winning. They just need to find a way to do that early on so
Okay.
they don't have to worry about losing.
We have to talk about the end of the Raiders and Chargers game and how this is the second week in a row that the Chargers have gotten they've gotten dicked on the last play of the game 2 weeks in a row.
Their record could easily be reversed.
100. That's exactly right. They
Yeah.
could be 6-2, and that it's scary. It's scary to see. Because what happened against Denver last week, I think we talked about it, was that Denver got the touchdown pass with 1 second to go to take the lead in the end of the game, and then they scored the touchdown pass. They scored the touchdown at the end of the game, and they called it a touchdown on the field, and they celebrated 0 seconds on the clock. But the Broncos, they reviewed it, the Raiders, they reviewed it, and he didn't maintain possession all the way through the catch, and they took it off the board, and that was that. Game over.
Crazy.
It,
I know, it's
like you said, it's
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Who put a curse on the Los Angeles Chargers?
Yeah.
That is some crazy stuff.
I think in a lot of it, I think the comebacks and stuff and why this fans make a big difference in these games. And I think if some of these games, if there were home crowds or you know what I mean, these wouldn't be such a close. But I kind of like how close some of these games are, in other stadiums because that was at home. The Chargers were at home.
Yeah.
I think if that stadium is full of Chargers fans and if they're making any noise that they can, I don't think it's much. But that might swing it in the end, or could make it so. We'll see. I think they'll do better next year. Even just for the fact that they'll have fans in the stands.
Right. Yeah.
But really exciting. Hopefully they
New
don't
energy.
lose. Hopefully for their sake they don't lose next week's game on the last play. That'll just destroy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll happen. You watch it. Yeah.
All right.
Dolphins Cardinals. What's up, boys? I picked that game right.
Ben did too.
Who led the Dolphins to the win, Ben?
You tell me one more time.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Tagovailoa.
Yes, Tua Tagovailoa led the Dolphins to the W in that one. Really close game, and those quarterbacks, both of them were playing really, really, really good. Kyler Murray and Tua are looking good. They're two young guys that I think that'll be really, really, really good moving forward. We'll have to compete. I'm sure the Dolphins will contend in the playoffs here soon.
Oh. No, I think so too. Really?
Oh.
We can do hot takes right now.
Next couple years, I mean, just like even they're 5-3.
Oh,
they're 5-3
okay.
right now.
I thought you meant right.
It might be a little late for this
contend
season.
in the playoffs. I thought you meant like this year they're going to do well.
Oh no, to make
the playoffs.
No, I mean like they could make the playoffs. I still hold that hope, Dolphins fans. I think they'll be not a threat to us, but someone that we're gonna have to look out for more in the AFC moving forward.
No, yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, they're
definitely.
a great team. Yeah.
All right.
I'd like to beat them in the playoffs because that was our first playoff loss in history was against the Dolphins on Christmas in 1970. So,
Wow.
Not a fun Christmas
1970.
for Kansas City.
No, it wasn't. It was the longest game in NFL history too.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Crazy.
I was there.
I was there.
All right. Anything else we want to talk about? Dolphins, Cardinals?
No, I got the
No?
pick.
Okay.
You didn't.
He did.
Saints
Nuh-uh.
and
Yeah.
Buccaneers.
You picked the Dolphins in that
Yeah.
game?
I was the only one who picked the Cardinals.
Get out.
I just listened to.
Oh,
picks
I
before-
picked the Dolphins?
Yeah, I just listened to the picks.
Good on you, bud.
Yeah.
Nice. That Steelers Cowboys game.
Yeah,
was
Steelers
much-
are still flawless.
But that tells me they are not the best. If the Cowboys with their third string quarterback is still
Not even like their fourth.
Excuse
now.
me,
Yeah.
their fourth stringer,
quarterback.
and you still only win by a possession. That says something. It tells me something.
No, right.
Yeah.
We're the best. It tells me that we're the best team right now. I don't care what you say.
And do you still stand behind Steelers and Ravens?
Do I still stand behind who's better in that?
Well, I think we both know who you think is better. Will the Steelers end up on top of the Ravens when it comes to Week 17?
Well, here's the thing. Do we really think that?
I don't think that the Steelers will be the number one seed, right?
Well, And I don't know about that, but do we think in terms of that division, do we think that, 8 games in, they're looking really good. 8 games in, 8 more to go. Do we see the Steelers losing 3 games, and do we see the Ravens not losing any more games?
Well, let's look at the
You know
schedule.
what I'm
Let's
saying?
look into it.
You know
Let's
what I'm
look at
saying?
the schedule.
Yeah.
Let's look into it. The Steelers play the Jaguars, the Bengals,
Win.
the
Ravens Steelers is a. I mean,
It's a toss-up.
We can. You really
Let's
can't
call the
call
Ravens.
that.
Just say
just
the
for
Ravens.
arguments. Let's
Yeah,
say
let's say
Ravens a
won,
lot.
so that's one. They'll roll over
Okay,
the
yeah.
football team, so that's done. Bills, I'll say that's a win for the Bills. Whatever. Well, for the sake of argument, they're
Sure.
playing good. Okay, Bengals, nope. Colts, I think you toss that up. Their defense is that good. That's a toss-up, so I'll give that a toss-up. And then they play the Browns, which is always
I see
still-
them winning. I see them losing 2 of those games.
okay.
2.
I think it's feasible, like you said, that they could lose 3.
And so let's go to the Ravens schedule real quick. They probably don't have that crazy of a schedule.
So the Ravens have the Titans,
I could see them losing that game.
then the Steelers. They could lose that game too. Cowboys are going to win that game. They'll win against the Browns. They'll win against the Jags.
Cowboys
So
are gonna win
I
that
think
game?
the next
You
two.
think Cowboys are gonna win?
No, I said they'll win against the Cowboys.
Okay.
The Ravens. I think that the next 2 games for the Ravens are going to be the hardest for the rest of the year for them, and that's
I'm calling a tie in that division.
a tie at the top. Well, who has the win so far right now?
The Steelers.
The Steelers. So then they're gonna. So then it's
Yeah,
gonna
so
go
how
to
did that go?
point or whoever scored the most points. So who right now has scored the most points between?
We can have that up.
We're gonna go way into it. Who has the most points for? Okay, so the Ravens have 227, and the Steelers have 235. It'll be close, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be close if it comes.
Well,
down
if
to
it
that.
comes to a
If it
tie.
comes to a tie, that's
Which it easily could.
It could, right? So we're covering all our bases right here.
But I
That's
think
crazy.
I
Yeah.
think this. I do think the Ravens will lose one more game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do
It's
think the
feasible.
Ravens will lose it.
It'll be an exciting division no matter
And
what.
I'm not sure if the Steelers will lose. So that means if that happens, if that happens,
And the Chiefs are
Steelers-
going to win out, and we'll get the number 1 seed, and we're
If
going to
the
be just
Ravens,
fine.
if the Ravens lose one more game, the Steelers will have to lose 4 games out of their next 8 to the Ravens to win the division.
Yeah, that's...
I just don't see that happening. I think either it's going to be a tie and it'll have to go to the points, or the Steelers are
will
going
just
to
take it flat out. Okay.
Yeah.
But I do hope that they lose those 2 games and we do not lose any more games, and we get that number 1 seed.
We're gonna think positive.
Number 1 seed would be nice.
Man. Yep.
But yeah,
I saw if the season ended today, we'd have the 2 seed and we would face the Dolphins. The Dolphins would get in as the 7 seed if the season ended today, and we would face them. That would be a good day.
like I just said, like
That'd be
I want to
cool.
beat them in the playoffs. We'll pay them back for that Christmas Day game back
Yeah.
in the day.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, the
We
Cowboys,
saw them on like Christmas Eve.
We did see and they were talking about that game too. Remember on like the board
Yeah.
because it was Christmas Eve, and that was
Chiefs
a
won
a great day.
the AFC West that day.
That's right. Alex Smith had a good day.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And Jay Cutler was
All
playing
right.
for the Dolphins. It was cold.
Last home game of the year.
Good game. I know Miles likes seeing Cowboys lose.
Yeah,
I know you like that
Even
game.
though they're like on their last run right now.
We can talk about the rest of the games here. I know we all really like seeing Tom Brady lose.
He
I
didn't lose. He got his ass whipped.
confidently picked the Buccaneers to win this game. Unfortunately.
And you go,
I
Tom
said
still
Tom
got it.
still got it.
I listened back to that. I was like, eee. But Drew,
Yeah, I just don't know about that.
I think
It
Drew
was
Zero
at that
touchdowns.
moment.
I think
Drew
Drew
3
knew.
interceptions, dude. Let's fucking
No,
go.
yeah, Drew is like Michael Jordan. He's like, and I took it personally that they took it super personal that the Buccaneers, are doing better than them in the standings at the time, and they thought that they were gonna kind of cruise for the rest of the season, but. Like the Bucks just almost lost to the Giants, and then they just get blown out by the Saints.
Seems like the NFC's losing their touch today. I saw that. It's because the Saints, sometimes look iffy, right? And they've lost the 2 games. I saw if the season ended today, they would have the number 1 seed.
The Saints still?
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, because the
And-
Seahawks just lost to the
And
Bills.
Yeah.
like the Seahawks would have the 2 seed. What was that? That was who else did the Seahawks lose to?
The
Cardinals.
Yeah, in that overtime game. Remember when
Yeah.
Kingsbury iced his own kicker and they still won?
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was a nuts game.
Yeah. Good combos today.
For sure. It's a good episode.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, look at us patting our own back.
Yeah, we'll break our arms, giving us our own, pat on the back.
Yeah, not only did the Jets come so close to getting their first win, it was against the Patriots.
Well, that gives you, no matter what, that's got to give you confidence.
Definitely.
It's the Jets. You hung in there.
If you don't have a win,
You hung in there.
Was that their first or second time facing each other this year?
That was the first time.
Are you sure?
It was.
Let's check it.
Because they do they played the last game of the season, I think, against each other. Boom.
Then I think the Jets will win that game.
Boom.
Yeah. I think so too.
Haven't the Patriots won like lost their last game of the season like 2 straight years now or something?
It's not looking good. I think you're right. For whatever reason.
Yeah, just making that up.
No, I believe that. I think you're right, dude. Because I think that it was against the Dolphins too.
Yeah.
2 years in a row that they lost their last.
When was the? Yeah. Yeah.
We'll get into it, but Cam he's still having some problems in the last couple weeks, but he might.
He didn't have that bad of a game though. I think it was way more of the Patriots defense. He only threw 8 incomplete passes and he had almost 300 yards and no picks or anything. And Joe Flacco actually had an all right game, right? Didn't he?
262 yards.
3 touchdowns. Nice.
I read a statistic that made me almost throw up in my mouth that he passed Joe Montana in all-time passing yards.
Who?
Joe Flacco?
No.
Yeah.
And today,
What?
today Philip.
No, yeah, read it. Look it up real quick.
Today,
You tell me
I'm telling you, Joe Flacco.
You tell me the Joe with the most passing yards
Is
has
he-
the last name of Flacco.
Flacco and not Montana, yeah, with more, yeah.
So all those used in Baltimore. And
That's bullshit.
Philip Rivers moved into 5th today of all-time passing yards. Moved past Dan Marino
What the fuck is going
to
on?
get in 5th place.
What a whiner. I love Dan Marino so much more than Phyllis Rivers.
It's crazy.
Phil Crimea River.
Because he's not that good. That's insane considering he's not that good.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Definitely.
No, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, all right. We had a great week 9.
Good slate of games.
Things
for
almost
sure.
seemed normal for a little bit.
Show.
All right, what are we getting into next here? So, Dave, you want to pull up our picks for this week? Or where our standing with that?
Absolutely.
I'm still in the lead. No worries.
Yes, we know. Miles is
I
still
think
in the
Miles
lead.
only got like 2 games wrong. Miles was 11-2, and I was 8-5, and Ben was 7-6. And then all time that puts me and Ben tied at 76.
I thought so.
76-40, and Miles at 81-35.
Let's go. I want to get to like 100 without
Oh,
missing
you will.
40 games.
You'd have
No,
to
I just want my ratio to be
I was
like
gonna say, if you
100
didn't get to
40.
100, if you didn't get to 100, you have to have a terrible.
I just want my ratio to be 100 to 40. I want to like get
Okay.
20 more games before I get 4 more or 5 more games wrong.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I'll keep an eye out.
Definitely. All right. Let's give out some players of the weeks here. Who do you guys want to give yours to?
I'm gonna go. Let's see.
Antonio Brown is my pick of the week. Antonio Brown is my comeback player of the year, player of the century, wide receiver of all time. Antonio Brown.
Well, I'll give mine out. Miles, you might have to help me out. Tua Tagovailoa.
You did it. Yep.
So, holding up the Dolphins, giving a city new
Important
hope.
win. 4 straight wins
Definitely.
or something.
That's what you want to look at right there. He only threw 8 incomplete passes.
There you go.
Same as Cam Newton.
I'm gonna go with Drew Brees.
Drew Brees on
Threw
this
4
one.
touchdowns, just like made a statement against Tom Brady. He's like, yeah, I won that. If anybody doubts that he was gonna own this division,
Yeah,
it was gonna be me.
I'm the old dog here.
Should we do some picks for next week?
Sure, let's go for it.
No player, David?
You got no player of the week, boy?
Antonio Brown is my player of the
Oh,
week.
Antonio Brown.
Century.
It's player of the century.
This is player of the week.
Look,
All right.
Look, he already ruined their chemistry in 1 week.
Yep.
All right, so let's go ahead and go into our division standings here. We've been doing this in 3-week intervals. So going into week 10, just ending week 9. Let's just jump into it here. We have the AFC East looking interesting again. Obviously with Bills 7-2, Dolphins 5-3, Patriots 3-5, and then Jets are hanging in there.
Hanging in there winless.
Yeah, Dolphins above the Patriots. It's awesome to see.
It's amazing to see that division look like that. You know?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I know we all picked the Bills to win that division early, and we look like we know what we're talking about. I know I said that last week, but
they're holding that momentum, and
holding
I
it
do
out.
not think they're going to lose
for
it.
sure. And I think that's all across the board. I don't think we're gonna relinquish that division lead. They're looking good.
Yeah, I think we still have the Bills on that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
AFC West, Chiefs 8-1.
Chiefs.
Raiders 5-3. Broncos 3-5. And then the Chargers 2-6.
A lowly 2-6.
Really, Chargers should be higher.
Yeah, they've scored like 40 more points than
I mean,
the Broncos.
Chargers could be flawless right now.
Yeah, look at the point differentials between the Broncos and the Chargers. And that's right here. The Broncos have scored 174 points, and the Chargers have scored 205. That's 40 more than the Broncos, and they have allowed virtually the same amount of points. So, yeah,
Right,
the Broncos definitely should be in last place in the division right now.
Yeah, I think so too.
But we don't have to get into that. We know the Chiefs are going to win this.
Right, we still have the pick for that Chiefs.
For sure.
Chargers losing doesn't
AFC
change
North
that.
is the one that has had the most controversy, I guess, in our discussions that we have. We still don't know how, and like we discussed today as well.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think, Dave?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's actually the same it was 3 weeks ago.
Absolutely.
But so what are our picks, boys? I still think the Ravens will win.
I'm still going
I'm
for the
still
Ravens.
going for the Ravens too.
I am.
I'm going
I
the-
really am.
Just going the Steelers.
I no longer think that the Browns will end up in second. That was maybe a bad call from me. It was a hot take. It just came out of my ass.
All right, AFC South, looking good. The
Titans 6-2, Colts 5-3.
Yep.
Texans 2-6, and the Jags 1-7.
Oh yeah. Do we have any changing opinions about this one? I think we are. I know David is calling the Titans.
I'm still
obviously.
going with the Titans. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're dangerous. They sometimes, they look a little pedestrian, but I think that they will still end up winning that division.
Yeah.
We'll
see if the Colts can maybe do something this next week.
Right. All right. Let's move on to the NFC. NFC East still looks like shit. Like really.
Like, dude, how many combined wins?
Is it going to be fair if
9 wins? There's still single-digit wins.
Let's say it ended right now.
There's only 9 wins in that whole division.
How fair would it be? Let's say it ended right now, and we have the seeds. How fair would it be if the 4th seed was the Eagles at 3-4, and then the 5th seed was the Buccaneers at 6-3? That wouldn't be fair.
Just the way
It is the way it is.
The way
And
she
I
goes,
know there's
boys.
obviously no changing that. But
But
it is crazy to see that this division
fact-
is not keeping up with the standards of the league.
the fact of all facts is that one of those teams is going to have to host a playoff game, and that is just horrible.
It is.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
None of them should be allowed to host a playoff game.
That's what's not fair.
Yeah, that's what's not fair. One of them's going to do it, and they're going to get their asses kicked by whoever it is that walks in there.
Yeah, the only pick I could have for that is just how it stands is the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I picked the Cowboys. I'm changing that to the Eagles.
All right.
The Cowboys they're down to nothing.
Seriously.
They're down to nothing.
All right. NFC West, I'm still personally staying with the Seahawks. Even though they just came off of that loss from the Bills, I think the Bills are a great team too. And, I don't think that was necessarily like a easy win for the Bills. So I still think that the Seahawks still have their momentum.
I think it'll be closer at the end of the year, but I'll agree with that. The Seahawks are going to win that division, but the Cardinals are playing really good football right now, and even though they're lost to the Dolphins, it'll be close for sure. What about?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
David, do you have any picks for the NFC West?
Absolutely.
Any changes? I think you said Seahawks week 6.
Absolutely.
All right.
Rock and roll.
NFC North. I think this is the same as it was Week 6 as well.
Yeah. Or no, the Bears were on top. Remember?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So the Packers are leading right now at 6-2. Bears at 5-4. Vikings 3-5, and the
Lions are gonna
at
win it.
3-5. Yep, comeback of the ages. No, I think the Packers will win this division, even though the Bears were looking really, really good early on. And I'd like the Bears to win the division, but I just, you can't bet against Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You'd like the Bears to win the division?
I'd like the Bears to win that division.
Yeah, I am also sticking with the Packers. Yeah. And I still think that they will probably... I still think that they have good momentum to hit the AFC or NFC Championship, of course. So yeah, I think we're all sticking with Packers on that one. Right, Dave?
Yeah.
NFC South.
Absolutely.
Saints,
Finally, we have NFC South.
Saints at 6-2, Buccaneers at 6-3, Falcons 3-6.
Who do we think's gonna win that one?
Saints.
Panthers 3-6.
Saints.
They're all playing really good though.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be
I
the
think
Buccaneers.
Panthers.
Okay.
And we all still
All right.
we all still think the Buccaneers are making the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
I think
They've
so.
got like an 88%.
I said that they
chance.
wouldn't, but I'm looking like it's.
Oh yeah.
But there's still games to play.
There are.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, anything could happen
Anything
at this
goes.
point.
But that's where we are right now, guys, in terms of standings.
Oh yeah.
Looking good.
All right. Finally on our list here we have our Week 10 picks. So that's something we can go right into here. Starting off with the Titans and Colts. What do we have for this one, guys?
I'm gonna go Titans.
Yeah, I think I am also going to have Titans. I think the Titans are going to beat the shit out of the Colts this time around.
I think I'm gonna go Colts. No, I'm gonna go.
Come
Titans.
on.
I'm gonna go Titans.
They're going to really get it.
They're gonna get them.
All right, Texans, Browns. I think the Browns are going to get it. It's not the Jaguars, so Texans are going to lose.
Yeah,
They have a 100% lose rate against every
Anybody
team that isn't the
not
Jaguars. So.
That's a good.
Statistically.
That's a good statistical standpoint. I'm gonna go with the Browns too.
I'm gonna go the Browns.
All right.
All right.
Football team versus the Lions.
All right. Who's winning the football game? The football team
You know what?
or Detroit?
I am gonna go. Alex Smith has looked pretty good this past week. I think he's gonna win.
You gonna go with the football team?
His first game since we're coming back. I'm gonna go with the football team.
I think so too.
I'm gonna go with the Lions.
I like both of the teams, especially with Alex Smith at Washington right now. But yeah, I think it's a coin toss.
So who'd you say?
Oh, I think Washington. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys got Washington. I got the Lions.
Oh yeah. Buccaneers and the Panthers.
I think the Panthers will win this game.
I think the Buccaneers are gonna win it.
I think the Panthers are gonna win. I mean, no, I think the Buccaneers are gonna win.
Free. All right, Eagles versus Giants.
Giants. I got the Giants winning that game.
I'm gonna go Eagles.
I'm gonna say the Eagles. All right. How about Jaguars Packers?
Come on, guys.
I definitely think that the Jaguars have been starting to build up something, but I just think the Packers are just gonna, blow it all the ground.
Yeah.
No, the Packers are gonna win.
Packers all the way. What about you, Diego?
Packers.
Oh yeah.
Bills Cardinals. I got the Buffalo Bills.
I got the Buffalo Bills as well.
I'll take the Buffalo Bills.
Chargers Dolphins.
I think the Chargers really will pull this out. I think he's finally gonna think to himself, you know what? Fuck my defense.
I'm gonna go with the Dolphins.
I'm gonna go with the Dolphins.
Oh, all right.
Broncos Raiders. I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
I'm gonna
say the Raiders because I don't want the Raiders coming off of another loss. Not that I'm scared of them for after our bye week, but they are the only team that beat us.
I think I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
Sweep up the Raiders. All right, Seahawks Rams. I'm going with the Seahawks. They're pissed off. They lost that game to the Bills, and they're gonna take it out on those poor LA Rams.
Of course. Yeah, I think Seahawks are gonna win that too.
I'm going with the Seahawks.
All right. Bengals Steelers. I'm gonna give it to the Cats. I'm not. I'm gonna give it. I'm joking. I gotta give it to the Steelers.
I'm going with the Bengals.
I'm going with the Steelers.
Free.
Steelers.
I'm going with the Bengals. I'm going to win that game too.
2 free picks.
Watch it happen.
All right, 49ers Saints. Miles, you want to go with the
Saints.
49ers on this one?
No, I'm going to Saints.
I'm going to say Saints.
I'm going to go with the Saints.
Ravens, Pats. Patriots are not going to win that game.
No way. Ravens all the way.
I'm going Ravens.
Oh, yeah. Vikings, Bears.
The Vikings have been playing much better lately. I'm going to go with the purple.
Whoa!
Skull, brother.
Whoa!
I know, I love the
I
Bears.
think I'm going to have to go Chicago on this one.
I'm gonna give Nick another chance. I'm gonna go Chicago.
All right. That's our picks for Week 10, and I think that's going to conclude all the segments we have today. Great episode, guys. A great Week 9. We're excited for Week 10.
Can't believe it's been 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Almost.
Little break.
Little breaky poo
Oh,
for
yeah.
the Chiefs. But
We will not be talking about Chiefs next week, unless, some dire happens.
Something in the news occurs. We hope not, but we'll see.
All right. We will see you then. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.
Bye. 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 Bye.